Welcome dear students to lecture 2 of the subject control systems. In today's lecture, we'll learn about the modeling of physical systems. Mathematical models of physical systems. The dynamic behavior of a physical system can be studied by representing the system in terms of a set of mathematical equations. A set of equations written to represent a physical system is called mathematical model of the system. A linear time invariant system can be modeled in terms of a set of differential equations. Linear time invariant differential equations that describe a system can be very easily solved using Laplace transform. So once we have the mathematical model of a system, then it is easy to find the transfer function, or using this transfer function or characteristic equation, we can find the stability in different and various methods. We are doing modeling using electrical systems and mechanical systems. So first we will learn about the electrical system, then we will see the different mechanical system, and finally we will learn about the analogy between these two systems. So an electrical system is represented by means of a circuit with linear elements like resistors, capacitors and inductors. The time domain equations can be written either using Kirchhoff's voltage law or current law. These equations are transformed into the complex frequency domain with the help of Laplace transforms. Using these equations in the frequency domain or S domain, a block diagram may be drawn to represent the system. Then these equations can also be processed to get the ratio of the output to the input in the S domain, which is the transfer function. So once you obtain the transfer function, then you can use this transfer function to find the stability of the given system. Mechanical systems are of two types, translational and rotational system. So first we learn about the translational system. Translational system has three elements: mass, damper and the spring. So first one is the mass. So over here what you can see is the representation of a mass. Here we have the displacement as x of t and the velocity as v of t. So we know that force is given by mass into acceleration. So what is mass? Mass is nothing but m, and acceleration is nothing but the rate change in the velocity. Okay, so that is given by dv by dt. What is velocity? Velocity is the change in the displacement. So we know that velocity is equal to dx by dt. So if we substitute over here, we get this as m into d square x by dt square. So this is the force due to acceleration. Next we have the damper. The friction takes place whenever a body slides or moves on another. Out of various types of frictions, the viscous friction is more predominant over the others. The force due to viscous friction depends on the velocity, and this force may be linearized and represented as a dashpot or a damper as shown in figure. So if we consider it is considered as a two-terminal element. The force due to viscous friction is proportional to the relative velocity between the 2 points, and the constant of proportionality is taken as v. Here at one end the velocity is given as v1 of t, at the other end is v2 of t. Displacement is taken as x1 of t, and at the other end it is taken as x2 of t. So the force here is given by Fb is equal to constant of proportionality is b, dx1 by dt minus dx2 by dt, or if I write in terms of velocity is b into v1 of t minus v2 of t. Next we will learn about the spring. So here the concept of elastic deformation of a body can be represented as a helical spring. Figure shows such a spring. The spring force is directly proportional to the relative displacement between the two ends and the constant of proportionality, which is called the spring constant. Now here you can see over here x1 and x2 are the two displacements, v1 and v2 are the velocities at the two ends. If I write the force here, it is proportional to the displacement. So k is a constant of proportionality. So k into x1 of t minus x2 of t, which is equal to, if I write in terms of velocity, we know that velocity is equal to dx by dt, or x equal to integral of v dt. So here I have to substitute k into, here x1 will be v1 of t and x2 will be v2 of t dt. This is the force for the spring. So we have learnt about the translational system. Now let us see what are the elements, what are there in the mechanical rotational system. Here mechanical rotational system, we have moment of inertia instead of mass, and dashpot it is the same, and we have torsion spring. So first we will see about moment of inertia. The torque applied to a body having moment of inertia produces an angular acceleration. The reaction torque or the torque due to angular acceleration is equal to the product of moment of inertia and the acceleration. So here T is the torque and theta of T is the angular velocity, sorry, angular displacement. Omega of T is the angular velocity. So if we write the torque here, this reaction torque, this is given by J d square theta by dt square. Next is the damper. Whenever a body rotates in a medium, liquid or a gas, it is subjected to viscous friction. This produces damping. A damper or a dashpot, here as what I have drawn over here, represents the viscous friction. The damping torque is proportional to the relative angular velocity. So here theta 1 of t and is the velocity displacement, and omega 1 of t is the velocity. Here at this end it is theta 2 of t and omega 2 of t. This is given by B. So here the torque is given by, due to this dashpot, is given by B into d theta 1 by dt minus d theta 2 by dt. Next is the torsion spring. A rotating shaft is subject to torsion. The ability of the shaft to withstand the torsion is referred to as its stiffness. The stiffness of a shaft is represented by a torsion spring as shown in the figure over here. So at this end again let us consider theta 1 of t is angular displacement and omega 1 of t is angular velocity. The torsion spring constant is represented as k. At the other end it is theta 2 of t and omega 2 of t. Here again the reaction torque, that is Tk, is represented as k into theta 1 of t minus theta 2 of t, which is k into, in terms of angular velocity if I represent, omega 1 of t minus omega 2 of t dt. So we have seen two different mechanical networks, the elements of those two mechanical networks. One is a translational mechanical network, another one is a rotational mechanical network. So this network, we have to find the transfer function or to find the analogous circuit, we first have to convert it into a simpler mechanical network. So how is this done? So equivalent mechanical network is to be drawn. So procedure is, first each junction in the mechanical network is transformed into a node in the mechanical network. The displacement or velocity of mass is always measured with respect to the static reference frame. Hence, the mass can be represented as a two-terminal element with one terminal connected to the reference frame. Always remember, mass is always connected between the particular node and the reference. The other terminal represents all the points on the rigid mass because the displacement at any point on the mass will be the same. The damper and the spring are represented as two terminal elements with their terminals connected to appropriate nodes that represent the junctions in the given mechanical system. Then the external force applied to the system with reference frame as the datum. Hence, force is represented as a two-terminal source with one terminal connected to the reference frame and the other node that represents the junction in the interconnected network where the force is actually applied. This is analogous to current source in electrical system. Next, we'll see about the analogous system. In between electrical and mechanical system, there exists a fixed analogy and there exists a similarity between their equilibrium equation. Due to this, it is possible to draw an electrical system which will behave exactly similar to the given mechanical system and vice versa. There are two methods of obtaining electrical analogous networks. One is a force voltage analogy, another one is a force current analogy. So we will learn these two analogies considering two simple network, one mechanical network and another one electrical network, and we will see what are the analogous quantities. So first we will consider the force voltage analogy. So we'll consider a simple mechanical network which consists of a mass, spring and a damper. So let us write the force equation for this. So here f of before that we'll draw the equivalent network. So to draw the equivalent network, junctions we have to first convert into node or the displacement. So x of t is the displacement, so that will act as a node here, x of t. So one node and one more is a reference node here. Now see, force is applied to the mass, so nothing but it is between the displacement or this node x of t and the reference. So this will be the force f of t. Then we have the mass. Mass is always connected from the node to the reference. So we will draw the mass. So this is m. Then k is connected between the reference and the mass. So that also will come over here. B is also connected between the mass and the reference. So that junction and the node and the reference. So this will be the equivalent mechanical network. Now let us write the equation for the force. So f of t will be equal to, we know the equation for the force due to acceleration in the mass, that is m into d square x by dt square or x of t, plus due to the damper it is given by b into dx of t by dt. Since it is connected between the reference and one node, it will be only dx of t by dt. Other end is fixed here. This is the reference. Plus k into x of t. This is due to the spring. So this is the expression we have got for the mechanical network. Now let us consider a simple electrical network with a voltage source, a resistor, inductor and a capacitor. So here applying KVL for the above circuit, we get it as V of t is equal to R into I of t plus L into di by dt plus 1 by C into integral I of t dt. We get this. Now here we know that I of t is nothing but rate of change of charge or dq by dt. So let us substitute this in the above equation. So V of t will be equal to R into dq by dt plus L into I of t, it will be di by dt, right? So L into, yeah, d square, I is dq, so d square q by dt square plus 1 by c into q. So now let us compare it to the mechanical equation what we have written for the mechanical network. We got it as f of t is m d square x by dt square plus b into dx by dt plus k into x. Now see, do the comparison between equation 1 and equation 2 and we'll see the similarity. See, force is analogous to voltage, M is analogous to L, B is analogous to R, and K is analogous to 1 by C, and X is analogous to Q. So we have tabulated this here. So you can check the quantities over here. See, force voltage analogy. Force and torque is analogous to voltage. Since velocity is also taken as V, here voltage is taken as E. You can take it as V also. Mass and moment of inertia J is analogous to L. Viscous friction, both are same, the constant B only. It is analogous to R. The spring stiffness K is analogous to 1 by C. Displacement X and angular displacement theta is analogous to charge Q. Velocity dx by dt and angular velocity d theta by dt is analogous to the current. So now let us consider the force current analogy. In this we have taken a circuit. Previously for force voltage we took a series electrical circuit. In this we will consider a parallel circuit with the current source as the source over here. So if I write the equation, here we have to apply the KCL. So if I applying KCL, if I write the equations, here V is the node voltage, so V by R plus, or V of t, I can write V of t by R plus 1 by L integral V of t dt plus C dV of t by dt is equal to I of t. Here V of t, the voltage, is equal to d phi by dt, where phi is the flux linkage. Okay, so I can write now, substituting it over here, I can substitute. So V of t is d phi by dt. I can write it as 1 by R d phi by dt plus here 1 by L into phi plus C into dV by dt. So it is d square phi by dt square is equal to I of t. Now comparing it with the mechanical equation, what do we had? So I'll write it now again, once again over here. We had m d square x by dt square plus b dx by dt plus k into x equal to f of t. See, here we will see the analogous quantities. F is analogous to I, m is analogous to c, b is analogous to 1 by r, k is analogous to 1 by L, x is analogous to, this is phi over here, that's a mistake, yes. So here it is d phi, okay, yes. So it is x is analogous to phi. So this is force current analogy. Again it is tabulated here. So let us see what are the analogous quantities here in this table. So here again same translational system, rotational and electrical system are given. Force and torque are analogous to current. Mass and moment of inertia analogous to capacitance. Viscous friction V is analogous to the reciprocal of resistance. Spring constant stiffness K is analogous to the reciprocal of inductance 1 by L. Displacement and angular displacement is analogous to the flux linkage phi, and the velocity dx by dt and the angular velocity d theta by dt is analogous to the voltage. So thank you, dear students.